prior, let's go ahead and begin in Confluence. I'll go ahead and type in my username and password, and we will log in. I'm greeted with the home screen, and we have all of the popular content displaying so I can quickly see what folks are working on and what's popular. I'm going to hit the Recently Visited tab and check out the docs that I have been to recently. I'm going to go ahead and open up one of these meeting notes documents. All right, so I have a list here of all the different meeting notes that I can click on, so I'll go ahead and open this one. And what you'll see here is a document for us to capture the attendees, the discussion items, everything that happened in a meeting. And this was generated by using a blueprint in Confluence, which is sort of like a page template. It really helps you figure out how you want to go ahead and structure your content. And of course, you can make these your own and make your own custom blueprints. So let's go ahead and check out another blueprint and some content in the product requirements section, and we'll begin our work on a feature. I'll go ahead and open the mobile web requirements page, and again here I have used a blueprint, so I've got our goals, our assumptions, our user stories, all of that good stuff. Now Confluence integrates with Jira Software, so if I want to turn my user stories into a piece of trackable work in Jira, I can do so by highlighting the content, selecting the Jira project that this would be created under, in this case Teams in Space, and then I will go ahead and create those Jira issues. And we'll automatically get that linked back and forth between Confluence and Jira, so you get that traceability. Now let me open another product requirement, and we'll follow one of these next issues throughout the entire development process. So I'm on large team support, and you'll see I have a list of Jira issues being displayed, as well as some other content that has been put here by a third-party plugin, which is great because you can extend functionality of all of our products, and we are able to do these really cool Glyphy diagrams here. So the feature we're going to work on is Developer Toolbox does not display by default. Clicked on the Jira issue, and you'll notice here that we are linked back to the wiki page. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Jira dashboard, the home page. This is where you can put all kinds of information related to the work being tracked inside of Jira. You can get progress on issues or user stories. You can embed reporting on your projects. You can create custom JQL queries to really make this dashboard your own and embed information that's only relative to you or your team. So let's go ahead and open our Jira issue back up again, TIS 67. And let's take a look at this issue on one of our Agile boards. Now I'm viewing the Scrum board for this project, and on the sidebar here, you'll see I have access to all the information about this project. And I'm going to go ahead and click through each one of these, starting with the backlog. Here you can do your prioritization, your scoping. You can view active sprints and the progress. Get information on the release state. View all kinds of Agile specific reports like the burn down chart, and you can also, of course, create your own reports. Get a list of all the different issues that live in inside this project. The board view is where team members can go to track the progress of the sprint. So I can actually move from issues from one column to another to change the workflow state. Clicking on my issue, I'm ready to begin development. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Create Branch button from inside Jira Software, which links me to Bitbucket. Bitbucket is our Git repository management solution, and I can automatically create a branch just by using that integration. I'll go ahead and click Create Branch and hop over into Bitbucket. As you can see, I'm dropped off here on the branch TIS 67 that we just created. Let's take a look at some of the structure of Bitbucket. So I hit my home page and I have my projects list. Projects are like containers for repositories. I have two here. I'm going to go ahead and open the Teams in Space project. I've got 3 repositories underneath the project. The one we're dealing with is the Developer Toolbox repo. On the sidebar, I can move between the source and commits and other options. On the commits page, I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to our branch. TIS67. And I've done some work previously, so you'll notice I already have some commits pre-populated in here. You'll notice, this is the important part, that you do have integration with Jira and Bamboo for continuous integration. If I click my Jira issue, I can see all of the metadata, plus I can even transition this workflow state by these buttons up here on the left. So I have that full traceability. Go ahead and close this and open up the Bamboo build. So this is the related continuous integration build that was kicked off when my branch began work. So I'll go ahead and open up Bamboo. Through the integration with Bitbucket and great DVCS support, Bamboo was able to know that I created a new branch and began building that immediately. I also have traceability with Jira here. There's my Jira issue, so I get that visibility across my stack. Something unique to Bamboo is that it does support deployment projects so that you can manage your production, your staging, your test environment, all in one continuous integration and deployment tool. Let's go ahead and configure this branch build so that you can see what that looks like. I'm going to open up the configure menu, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into some of my stages and jobs. Now this is where you can set up everything that has to do that needs to execute on your build. And something great about Bamboo is that it has tons and tons of built-in build tasks. So you don't have to go out there and install third-party plugins. It's all right here for you. We've got Amazon integration out of the box, including AWS Code Deploy, and lots of other analytics tools, command line tools, anything that you really should need to build. One awesome integration, of course, is the Docker integration. Go ahead and close out of this. And let's use a different navigation path to head back into Bitbucket. So use our application switcher. And I'm going to go ahead and use the repository dropdown to go back into my repo. I'll open up my branch again. And I think it's time to go ahead and merge these changes that we've made back into master. So I'm going to create a pull request for that and get my team members to review my code. I know we talked about code reviews earlier and how important that is. I want to merge my feature branch into our master branch. So I select my feature branch, and here I can see the different commits and the changes that were made between these two branches. Go ahead and click continue. Creating my code review, so I'll put in a description. And of course I need to add some of my teammates to review my changes. So I'll add Kevin here, and we'll go ahead and add Max. And I will hit create. Now these guys have already been reviewing my code, so you see I have some activity here on this overview screen. This is the activity stream, so you can see any changes or comments show up here in this stream, and you can take a quick action from this location if you'd like. Couple more things to notice on the overview tab is that I have my Jira integration and I have my Bamboo integration showing up. So that's very important. You get that visibility and that traceability throughout the development process. Up at the top, I have my reviewers listed. You can see Kevin's already checked off here, and I do require that at least one reviewer has approved changes. You can set up rules in Bitbucket for that. If I'm viewing the diff screen, I can review the code easily by collapsing the tree menu and get more room. And you'll see here that Kevin has commented in line on my change, and I can reply to him and get that collaboration going, get that review going. So I'll go ahead and write a quick reply and comment back to him. He's going to get notified that I have responded. So if I go back to my overview tab, I think it's time to go ahead and merge. Remember I said I required one approver? Well, Kevin has approved, so I think we're allowed to go ahead and click that merge button, which is available. And we will merge this change back into master. I can have the option to put a message in here if I want. And it's done. I have merged it. With the integration with Jira, we can do some cool things here. We can either make this transition happen automatically with triggers, or I can change the workflow state by clicking the button here on the issue. So I've changed it to code review passed. Jumping back into Jira, you can see that the transition has happened. Let's take a look at the Bitbucket integration. I'm going to open this back up on the board and view the development panel. Here I can see the Bitbucket details as well as the Bamboo details, even the environment it's deployed to. So now I'm viewing the commits that are related to this issue. Finally, let's take a look at the Release Hub. Now this is great for anyone who needs a high-level view of what has happened for the release. So if I open up my 3.0 version, I can get a high-level view of all the issues that are in the version, including the one that we just completed, TIS 6.7. You can see it's closed there. Issues that are done and are issues here, issues in progress. So you get that high-level view, and that also includes the visibility and integration with Bitbucket and Bamboo all on this screen.